The diagram below shows a sketch of the triangle ABC where AB is equal to 8 centimeters, AC is equal to x centimeters, and we know that BC is equal to x plus 2 centimeters. We're also told that the angle ABC is 60 centimeters, all as shown in the diagram. First thing I want to quickly do is just complete the labelings of the diagram. So opposite A is A, opposite B is B, and opposite C is C. Now, when it says, start off this question, it says write down and simplify an equation satisfied by x, hence evaluate x. So what we're looking to do is set up an equation using the sine rule or the cosine rule, linking these sides together, and that will create an equation for us, and then we can evaluate it. Notice in this question that I only have one angle side pairing, and I don't know the angle at the side matching up with the angle, so there's no way I could possibly solve it. So this means we're going to have to use the cosine rule. The version or the rearrangement of the cosine rule we're going to be using is, because I have the angle B, I'm going to be using the version b squared equals a squared plus c squared minus 2ac cos b. Okay, so remember that the angle you're using dictates the rearrangement of the formula that you are going to use. So I'm going to substitute in the values I know. X squared equals a, which is x plus 2 squared, plus c, which is 8 squared, minus 2 lots of x plus 2 times 8 times cos of 60. Okay, working through this. Please remember that x plus 2 squared isn't x squared 2 and then plus 2 squared. It's x squared plus 2 times x, which is 2x, and we do that twice, so plus 4x, then plus 4, plus 64. The cos 60 is a half, so we're going to get 2 and a half will cancel out, so I end up with minus 8x plus 16. Notice how I put this in brackets so I can deal with the negative part afterwards. Okay, so we're going to get x squared equal to, x squared can remain for the time being. I've got 4x, take away 8x is minus 4x. I've got 68, take away 16 will give me 52. So that'll be plus 52. Okay, so rearranging, I'm going to subtract x from both sides. Sorry, x squared from both sides, and I'm going to add 4x to both sides. That means that these two x squareds will cancel out, and then I'll be left with 4x equals 52, and so I can divide by 4, which gives me x equals 13 centimeters. Now these questions tend to look a little bit trickier than they are to begin with, because we're setting up an equation and we're solving an equation, but actually they tend to work out quite nicely. So just remember, do as much as you can. Even if you just do the substitution, you're going to get some marks for that. So let's have a look at actually how you do get your marks. As I said, first of all, you get a method mark for showing the correct use of the cosine rule. Remember, you need to show the correct substitution before you can get anything for that. You're going to get an accuracy mark for correctly simplifying out and expanding the algebra involved in that formula. You're then going to get an accuracy mark for solving the equation itself at the end. Okay, so let's have a look at part B. It says find the angle, or find the size of angle ACB. Well, what I know at this point is that B equals 13 centimeters and A equals x plus 2, which is 15 centimeters. I want to find out this angle here, ACB. Now I actually have an angle side pairing, so I can use the sine rule to solve this. I'm looking to find an angle, so the version I'm going to use is sine B over B. Let's make sure I didn't label these. That's part A, this is part B. Sine B over B equals sine C over c. So coming across, substituting the values that I know, I get sine of 60 degrees over 13 is equal to sine of b over 8. And I multiply both sides by 8 to get rid of this denominator here. So I'm going to get 8 sine 60 over 13 equals sine b. And then finally I'm going to take inverse sine of both sides. And notice how I haven't evaluated it. I just want to get an exact value. So I can say at the end b equals sine to the minus 1. And I can type this all in my calculator in one go. And I have 8 sine 60 all over 13. So when we work this through, b is going to be equal to 32.2 degrees to 1 decimal place. Okay, so let's see how you get marks on this question. Okay, so first of all, we're going to get a method mark for the step here, where I substitute in correct values into the sine rule. It's only 2 marks this question, so then the next mark is given for getting a correct angle. It's an accuracy mark. Remember to state your rounding when you do that. Okay, I hope that made sense and that you understood it all.